Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Bannon or SB Prime. I'm the super moderator for Avatar The Last Airbender Online.com. I am here with the episode commentary for episode 118, The Waterbending Master. And this episode sees us return back to the story for book 1. They had to go to the Northern Water Tribe, and here we see they reach it finally. Now, I suppose the first thing that about is like the format of book 1, the way it's done. It's great for character development. Obviously, it's light on story, but I think the character development that's done in season 1 allows them in season 2 and 3 to focus a lot more on plot, and just kind of makes makes it so that like you can be very story driven in those seasons, especially book 2 with the Bossing Say storyline, where we know the characters so well because of like episodes that were not very plot heavy in season 1. And we see they're getting really tired. They are dying to get to this Northern Water Tribe because it's just been such a long journey for them. And we see the kind of defenses of the Northern Water Tribe. It is kind of like the Southern Water Tribe, an ice field, kind of before you get to the actual main city. And we see that there are waterbenders in the Northern Water Tribe. And we see the intelligence of Zhao realizes that, oh, that's where they're going. They're going to the Northern Water Tribe. So, because he hasn't seen Aang use waterbending that much. I just kind of respect towards the Northern Water Tribe. And like instead of being like sneaky, like doing something like infiltrate this city like Zuko does, he's just like, instead of using this invasion force, we're going to use an even bigger one. That'll work. And we see just the sheer confidence. He like has respect for they've lasted so long, but like now I'm going to take them down with my fleet. And then just absolutely sensational animation for the entrance to the Northern Water Tribe here. Just the way they use waterbending so good, the ice, like turning it into water to lower this kind of the water level here. See all these different various animals that are in the Northern Water Tribe compared to the Southern Water Tribe. Obviously, this is like at some stage the Southern Water Tribe may have been something like this. Maybe not as big as this, but a similar size. I see everyone's like crowding around, like on the balconies, looking down at them, the entrance. And we see Yue for the first time, and Sokka just instantly like in love straight away. And then we see finally we get to see music night on Zuko's ship. Lieutenant G playing the musical instrument, and we see Iroh singing this awesome song, and the crew just dancing there, the helmsman and the like, cook, I believe. And that's one of the aspects of Avatar that's amazing. The songs that like they sing in it are really cool. And Zhao just kind of like the crew's all happy singing a song with Iroh, the respected general, and then Zhao walks on board, and everyone just kind of like stops, like, oh no, what are we gonna have to do now? And there's Chief Arnook. Hakoda's the chief of the Southern Water Tribe. Arnook is the chief of the Northern Tribe. And it just makes you wonder more about the kind of history of the water tribe culture. There's a Princess Yue in the northern tribe. So why is Katara and Sokka not a princess and prince of the southern tribe? And then more spirit references there. Ocean and Moon Spirit are integral to the water tribe. And we see like full on master level waterbending for like the first time, and it kind of instantly shows us how untrained and Aang and Katara's waterbending is being. And then Sokka trying to kind of put the moves on Yue straight away. Really awkward around her. Just the animation on these things. And then Katara just ruining everything for Sokka. Us out on a date, do an activity, and it's just like cringeworthy, and that is just how good the Yue Yuka relationship is. And then just the little comments from Katara, very smooth. This episode is so fast paced. Almost immediately, Aang is introduced to his waterbending teacher, Master Paku. And again, sort of like Zhang Zhang, we know they're both members of the Order of the White Lotus. He's sort of gruff as well. When we just get a little reference there that like Iroh really wants Zuko to play the Sungyo. And then just like Zhao pops in behind him. I'm taking your crew, and this is like the worst thing in the world for to happen to Zuko. He needs them so badly. This sort of completely ruins Zuko's whole plans. He sees everything slipping away. As a reference back to the Blue Spirit, the broadswords of. And we know that it's Zuko. And Zhao realizes it right here. Zuko realizes it right here, and you're just like, oh. Like we saw that conflict in 103, the Southern Air Temple, but it's just gonna come to a head over these next 3 episodes. You see that? You guys sort of wonder, does Iroh know yet? And we get Zhao wants Iroh on the mission. And we see that Katara is the one that is super excited to learn waterbending. Aang is excited, but Katara is just. This has been kind of like what she's wanted for so long. And here, this part of the episode, your friend is a girl. Girls can't learn waterbending, and just another kind of sexist episode. And we know how Katara feels about that from episode 1, how she treated Sokka, and this is so serious. Like Sokka just made like some comments about like her being better at like washing clothes or something like that, but this is huge. And we just see kind of how ancient and kind of weird the traditions are of the Northern Water Tribe, and how different the two tribes are. The customs, there we go. And we see that Aang realizes that these rules are silly as well. But I like the way Katara doesn't completely go all feisty on this. She realizes that Aang has to learn from Paku. She has to kind of put her pride behind her. And we see just how kind of how much Sokka has fallen for UA. Just a little comments there, both of them blushing, completely embarrassed, really. Just that doing activity thing, just like what a line. And then like UA is like perfectly kind of flirting with Sokka the whole time, and he is just kind of like, yes, girl of my dreams, right here. And then just continuing the amazing continuity of this show, the pirates come back. In other shows, those pirates would have been just completely one-off episode characters. But the fact that they had a grudge against Zuko after like what he did, they have it. They bring him back to assassinate Zuko. He knows Zuko's going to do something. He knows he's the Blue Spirit. He's going to infiltrate somehow, so he has to get rid of him. And we see the kind of sadness of Katara here. She wanted to learn proper waterbending, but she's happy to learn healing because she knows that ability too. But she really wants to learn the kind of fighting aspect of waterbending too, kind of martial art, Tai Chi sort of thing. I mean, she just like Paku's teaching style does not suit Aang at all. Katara, as we later found out, is the big person for teaching him. And there we have the kind of backstory of the betrothal necklace. That it signifies that someone's going to engage. And then just the backstory of Gran Kana. And then we know that like she lived in the Northern Water Tribe, and that kind of tells you everything you need to know about her. Kana was also kind of spirited like Katara is, and left here because she didn't want like the arranged marriage and all the kind of weird customs of the Northern Water Tribe. And we see that the crew has sort of bonded together here. They do care about Zuko. They, after kind of like, they've enjoyed being with the kind of respected General Iroh, but they've realized how intense Zuko's journey has been. They have to follow the kind of role of command, and that's Zhao. And then with reference to blasting jelly as the explosive in the Avatar world again. Zuko hears the kind of them stumbling around out there with the barrels, knows something's wrong, and just the kind of cut back and forth between outside and inside is excellent here. Builds up the tension so much, but we know that the kind of time lapse is sort of a bit different. We like think that Zuko has been full on caught in the blast. Like just out we see Zuko get caught in the blast right there. But we know that kind of he saved himself. Presumably with his firebending, it's not fully explained. We see the kind of tragedy of this to Iroh. How much he cares about him. Like he lost his son Liu Ten before, and now he's lost Zuko, who he considers to be like a son. We come back to the UA Sokka romance part. And just Sokka's terrible kind of like artist things coming back. We see in the finale he doesn't draw his friends properly. And then you really feel for Sokka here, and that like Yue was completely flirting with him the whole time. He thought he was like, they were going to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and then she just kind of like completely changes her attitude there. And we see they're all really in a bad mood after what should have been a great time arriving in the Northern Water Tribe. And they come up with this like reasonable plan. Aang is gonna teach the moves that he learns from Pakku to Katara, and they just don't really care about Sokka's problems. They would see like an over the head flare thing like Aang did before, but it's actually Pakku. And like it sets up the thing that like you hate the customs of the Northern Water Tribe instantly. It's too kind of formal. Katara knows she was the one in the wrong, kind of. And like the fact that like Yue doesn't stand up for Katara here, Chief Arnuk thinks that like it's fully correct, when in fact like we all know that like the customs need to change. And then Katara's rage, we see the power over waterbending, emotions. I mean. And then she just kind of lays down like fight, and then Haku doesn't think she's good at all. But Sokka knows his sister best. She's gonna fight. And like we know at this stage that Iroh knows Zuko's fine, so he instantly knows that it's Zhao that performed the kind of. Wait, does he know that here that it was Zhao who performed the assassination attempt? I think he does. I think he does because Zuko later says it to him, Zhao, in the finale, so he must have told Iroh of it. But like the ship is destroyed, so Zuko needs to be on board Zhao's ship, so Iroh accepts the offer to go with him. And we know just how intense Katara is about this. This is how wrong she feels their customs are. That she is willing to fight a master with her kind of reasonable skills. The kind of disrespect striking someone from behind, but like she doesn't care. She just wants to. And then we see our first waterbending on waterbending fight. We see like waterbending is kind of all about keeping the water flowing and kind of using the kind of change of state. Sokka gets wiped out again, and like you're just like, wow, since when can Katara do all these acrobatics? And then just that clever thing holding her ground there. And then everyone cheers for Katara here. And you see that she's sort of holding her own. Like, Pakku is obviously the better, but she's holding her own. And all the kids are up for Katara. I'm just like, where has Katara learned all these moves from? Again, coming back to the flow of the combat, we see the moves. Katara goes for the finisher move, the knocking the pillars down on him. We see. Like she's just so angry at him because of the kind of stupidity of these customs. And then the way the camera focuses on the betrothal necklace, and then we sort of get the hint that like, oh, was Pakku the one that Kana left? because they look about the same age. Katara still wants to fight even though she's completely kind of restrained. And here it's fully revealed to us. Actually, that he was in love with Kana. Kana left because of these customs, and I'll come back to that later. And here's like Zuko's alive, and you're just like, oh, something big is gonna go down between Zuko and Zhao. And you just sort of wonder for season one, like, Iroh knows about Aang, that he's the Avatar, and he knows all about the kind of spirit world thing. So why is he so eager to get Zuko to capture Aang when they're friendly later? And just the way that Pakku and Kana's story relating to Katara's story relates into why Yue is acting the way she is. She has an arranged marriage, just like Kana left because she had one too. And Sokka, even after hearing the Pakku kind of reveal, doesn't realize why Yue was upset. And then like Yue kisses him, and like that's his second kiss of the series. And you're just like, this is so confusing between the two. And we know that she likes Sokka, but she's engaged, so she cares more about kind of keeping to her tribe's customs than like kind of true love. And we know that Katara is like true love sort of girl. And then it kind of comes back to this kind of thing about the Avatar taught me this word, nepotism here. Uh, um, he only like accepts like girls in as students now because he realized that like Katara is related to Kana, and Kana left because of this tradition, so he changes them because he found out a familial thing. So it's just interesting. I don't really feel like it was nepotism, but it's just a kind of funny way to look at things. And then just like big cliffhanger ending before we get into the two-part finale. Massive Fire Nation invasion fleet heading for the Northern Water Tribe. So next is 119, Siege of the North Part 1, first part of the finale. And these next two episodes coming up are just amazing. Really aided by the fact that most of the character development has been already done this season. It means that these can just be action based, use the character that's already been established, and just focus on it being epic.